thought I would share with you how we do poetry tea time in our home. I know that from the photos I share on Instagram and the clips that you've seen here in this video already, it looks really fancy. But let me tell you the truth, it is not. It is super casual and laid back. It is something that we do for fun, and it takes me very little time to prep for it. All I do is pop some popcorn, get some fruit, find some snack we have in the house, and brew some tea. Then we just gather up our poetry books and we are ready to go. Now, I have a large collection of poetry books for children because I really personally enjoy them, so I will get them at thrift stores or at used bookstores and things like that. But if you don't have any poetry books, you can just get some from your local library, maybe borrow them from a friend or a family member, and that's all you need. Just some tea, and if you don't like tea, then do hot cocoa or water or whatever you like, and a few snacks, and then you can do your poetry tea time at your house with very little setup required. My kids tell me all the time that poetry tea time is one of their favorite things that we do in our homeschool, and it can be one of your kids' favorites as well without putting a lot of stress on you or on them. All you do is gather up some books and then have everybody pick out some poems that they like. For the kids that can read, they can read them aloud, and for those who are still learning how to read, just let them pick out a poem in a book and you can read it aloud for them. So come along with us today as we do our poetry tea time. Now, some of my kids did not want to be on camera, which is perfectly fine. So you'll just see a lot of poetry books in front of you, and you can follow along as we read the poems and share them with you. Storm Ending by Jean Toomer. Thunder blossoms gorgeously above our heads, great hollow bell-like flowers, rumbling in the wind, stretching clappers to strike our ears. Full-lipped flowers bitten by the sun, bleeding rain, dripping rain like golden honey, and the sweet earth flying from the thunder. And do you guys know what that one uses? No. It uses personification. That's where you take something that isn't like a person and gives them features like a person, like bitten by the sun. Are flowers bitten by the sun? Can the sun bite?
No.
No.
But it's like mine.
And then can the flowers bleed? No. So it's using something called personification.
Like me in Spring Sings.
In your poem?
Yeah.
You should read your poem.
Spring, like a green macabre. Spring sings all day long, sweet smelling of the flowers, beautiful leaves on the trees, robins, cardinals, and hummingbirds flying around the sky.
Beautiful.
I'm a ghost who lost his boo. I am a ghost who lost his boo. My boo is gone from me. And I'm without a single clue to where my boo might be. And hunt 100 rooms. It seems there's no one I can scare.
My heart's in the highlands. My heart's in the highlands. My heart is not here. My heart's in the highlands, chasing a deer. Chasing the wild deer and following the ground. My heart's in the highlands wherever I
It's a
go.
poem.
Where?
There's also, look, there's also one of these, not a poem, it's also like,
Oh, a table of contents? This is like a section in the poetry book. So this is fun with rhymes. So these are little rhymes. Like, certainly Carrie cut the cake, cut it carefully, goodness sake. Cherries for children, chestnuts a few, and chocolate, chocolate just for you. It's a rhyme. And then here we have some poems. So let's read this one by the Bible. Oh my. Lo, the winter is past. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing birds has come.
That's it.
But the winter has not passed for us yet.
Wait, how is that in the Bible?
I'm not quite sure. It's obviously a poem based on a Bible verse. So how about this one? Windy Nights by Robert Louis Stevenson. Whenever the moon and stars are set, whenever the wind is high, all night long in the dark and wet, a man goes riding by. Late in the night when the fires are out, why does he gallop and gallop about? Whenever the trees are crying aloud and the ships are tossed at sea, by on the highway low and loud, by at the gallop goes he. And by at the gallop he goes, and then by he comes back to gallop again.
Robert Louis Stevenson?
Yep, Robert Louis Stevenson. We have an entire poetry book of his poems.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good.
My parents think I'm asleep. My parents think I'm asleep, but I'm positively not. For beneath my pillow and covers, I am doing quite a lot. I'm reading poems and stories. I have got my flashlight lit, and I'm playing with the pieces of my model rocket kit.
This next poem has something in it called onomatopoeia. Does anyone know what onomatopoeia is?
Yeah, but I forgot what it means. It's the sounds.
It sounds, yes. So this is called What in the World? What in the world goes whiskery friskery, meowling and prowling, napping and lapping at silky milk? Psst. What is it?
Lion.
A lion. A lion. Lying.
What in the world goes leaping and bleeping onto a lily pad, onto a log, onto a tree stump, and down to the bog? Splash, blurp, kerplurp. What is it, Eric?
A bunny.
A frog.
It's a frog.
Hey, you think a bunny can land in a lily pad and still float?
You guys are confused about animals
I know,
today.
they don't know what
We have a
animals are.
lion and a bunny. Let's keep listening and see if you hear a bunny. What in the world goes gnawing and pawing, scratching and latching, sniffing and squiffing, nibbling for tidbits of leftover cheese? Please? What is it now?
Mouse.
Yes. What in the world jumps up with a hop and a bump and a tail that can thump, has pink pointy ears and a twitchy nose, looking for anything crunchy that grows? A carroty, lettucey, cabbagey luncheon to munch on? What's this one, Eric?
Bunny.
This one's the bunny. Good job.
Rabbit.
Or it could be a king.
Or a rabbit. What in the world goes stalking and balking, running and sunning, thumping and dumping, lugging and hugging, swinging and singing, ringing and giggling, sliding and hiding, throwing and knowing and growing, much too big for last year's clothes? Who knows?
Beanstalk.
A beanstalk doesn't wear clothes.
A human?
A human, or yeah, like a boy. Yep.
I was raising my hand.
Oh, did you know that?
Yes.
Good job.
It is your clothes.
The last part says, growing and growing, much too big for last year's clothes. Who
And
knows?
it also said that
Wiggling
and
giggling.
and throwing.
We never like a beanstalk do that.
Last night I dreamed of chickens. There were chickens everywhere. They were sitting on my stomach. They were nesting in my hair. They were picking at my pillow. They were hopping on my head. They were ruffling up their feathers as they raced about my head. They were on the chairs and tables. They were on the
Chandeliers.
chandeliers.
There were chickens as far as I could see. When I woke today, I noticed there were eggs on top of me.
Okay, Gracie.
I know all the sounds that the animals make. And make them all day for the moment I wake. I roar like a mouse, I purr like a moose, I hoot like a duck, I moo like a goose. I squeak like a cat, I quack like a frog, I oink like a bear, and I honk like a hawk. I croak like a crow, I bark like a bee, no wonder the animals marvel at me.
Winter Moon by Langston Hughes. How thin and sharp is the moon tonight. How thin and sharp and ghostly white is the slim curved crook of the moon tonight.
I am so slow, but I am where I want to go.
This poor sloth needs a cough drop.
I know. Oh.
There's another sloth.